Continue our team coverage tonight with Fox 40's Karma Dickerson joining us now live at the state capitol with a reaction from both visitors and lawmakers, Karma, who were evacuated this morning.
Yeah, so Nikki, at this point, we're still trying to get details from CHP to understand exactly how much of a threat they considered this building to be under earlier today. It's unclear if we're just talking about an abundance of caution or if they had a legitimate reason to believe that this suspect might actually be here intending to cause harm at this building. Nevertheless, people were inside legislature chambers, the Assembly, the Senate, when they were told to get out. It was mostly visitors taking selfies and tours filling the halls of the Capitol by late Thursday morning, many having no idea of the scare and uncertainty that had unfolded earlier in the day.
Members, at the direction of the Speaker, there has been a change to our session schedule.
The Assembly floor session being cut short at about 9 this morning. Down the hall in the Senate, the same.
Somebody came back out and with a stern look, and he's like, the session's not going to be here. We have to evacuate, and we have to leave. And we're like looking at each other like, is it April's Fool, or were you kidding?
It was not. Capitol officers were responding to a threat.
It's supposed to be the most safe place, and that's where we have a threat. That's absolutely concerning.
Hours later, CHP confirmed the nature of that threat.
And then after we got into the office, we heard that it's a lockdown and no one can come into their office either.
In a statement, CHP linked the security risk to a fugitive gunman from the night before, saying in part, the California Highway Patrol, CHP, has learned of an individual involved in 2 prior non-injury shootings in the city of Roseville and the city of Citrus Heights, who has also made credible threats against the California State Capitol. The CHP Capitol Protection Section is currently working closely with the legislature as well as our public safety partners to ensure the safety of the public and the state capitol. Assemblymember Alex Lee says he got word of the threat as he was heading to the Capitol for the Assembly session.
Around 9 a.m., I noticed that the House and legislature were being evacuated.
So he headed back to the building known as the Swing Space, where legislators' offices have been temporarily relocated during construction at the Capitol.
We sat tight, assessed the situation, and found that there was no imminent threat, no active shooter situation.
As you may have noticed, we have pivoted today to be over here in the Swing Space out of an abundance of caution.
A memo sent to senators and Senate staff said in part, all Senate staff who have not yet reported to work at the Capitol should remain home and work remotely. Those who are already in their office should remain in place until further information becomes available.
All of our staff, I want to say thank you to you as well. We consider your safety of the utmost importance as well. Let me just ask, as we exit, there will be increased security, but that does not mean you should not be mindful. You should not pay attention every step of the way.
And back out here live, we should note, Nikki, that this was unfolding pretty quickly over the course of the morning, even the part where people were asked to get out of the building. By 10:15, the building was back open to the public. I was inside those halls, walking the halls, trying to understand what was going on, just trying to understand whether it was just closed a certain part or whether or not it was closed to the public. We saw school tour groups who said they hadn't been given any advice about leaving or that they hadn't been warned in any way. So by 10:15, things were definitely getting back into the swing of normal. Also worth noting, if you were just out and about around the area, you probably didn't even notice a difference. Driving around at around 9:30, say, there was still very busy, a lot of activity here on the grounds. There was a rally on the Capitol steps, all sorts of things that you would expect over the course of a normal day. The only thing that was noticeable, if you look very closely, was the lack of lawmakers and those staffers that work at the legislature. Reporting from the Capitol, I'm Karma Dickerson, Fox 40 News.
Yeah, Karma, I spoke with Speaker Rendon shortly after this happened, and he said that the Capitol was closed for a little bit. It had reopened, and out of an abundance of caution, staffers were given the option to work from home. If those folks possibly carpool to work and didn't have a way to get home, they were able to stay on site and work there as well. All right, Karma, live for us. Thanks for your reporting. For the